Hello everyone and welcome to this week's video tutorial. This would be bot number 39 from Dubious positions and how to attack them. Principles in opening theory will be explained and discussed in this bot. Master Yan Wenqing and Grandmaster Zhang Qiang are to be thanked for allowing me to use the material to make this short video. So without further ado, let us begin. Central cannon, opposite direction cannons. And for the second move, instead of consolidating the central pawn or protecting the central pawn, black would play h8 plus 9. Now this is one of the more commonly or traditional ancient ways of playing this position. Black would actually entice red to attack the central pawn. But unfortunately, this variation has slowly been ousted. It is seldom if ever seen in high-level tournaments. Now the reasons for this are many. In cannon versus cannon opening system, the central file, especially the central pawn, would be a very important issue that both colors cannot afford to neglect. As for the first move, both colors will be eyeing the opponent's central pawn. With h8 plus 9 as compared to red's h2 plus 3, black's central pawn will be unprotected and weakened. In comparison, red's central pawn is protected by the horse. Therefore, it is advocated that black would have been better playing h8 plus 7, which incidentally would give rise to the minor variation of the opposite direction cannons. And this would usually imply that black would play the major variation of the opposite direction cannons, which is now basically ousted and not seen in high-level tournaments. It is, however, very common to see this position being played by black in online games, especially for amateur players. Red will usually play r1 equals to 2, r9 equals to 8, and p7 plus 1. Red is not in a hurry to capture the central pawn. Instead, he will take his time, develop his material, because if red captured the central pawn now, it will be too early. There will be no backup for this lone cannon, as can be seen. So red could take his time to slowly attack. Now, this is also one of the improved or recommended ways of modern ways of countering black's edge horse variation. So h2 plus 3, black finally decides to protect his central pawn, but red is already ahead in terms of development of the left flank. r2 plus 4 is usually played, h8 plus 9 to offer a trade of material in this variation. And black refused to trade chariot, so he traversed the chariot in this manner. Now, this is one of the reasons for refusing to trade chariots is because black was prepared to play p9 plus 1 followed by h9 plus 8 to attack red's chariot in this position. And this is also a very commonly used tactical combination by black in similar situations. Now, if instead black accepted the trade after trading chariots, red would have a initiative firmly in hand. Because both pawns would be pushed, the lines for development of the horses will be very clear, and in comparison, black would have a major issue trying to develop both horses, so red would have the initiative firmly in hand. So r2 equals to 6, and red would now play r8 plus 6, catching black off guard, because he would not even bother about this potential attack by black. And this is quite a very nice counter as suggested by the authors. p9 plus 1, black goes ahead thinking that he could gain momentum by attacking the red chariot. And this would be the position of discussion. Now, as can be seen, red refused or simply ignored black's potential threat of playing h9 plus 8, which would force his chariot to move away, etc. Now, this is a very important move in continuation with red's r8 plus 6. Now, if red showed concession by playing r2 plus 6, black would play c5 equals to 6 and prepare to adjust his formation and prepare to counter. Now, red would have his scruples and his attack would not be so ideal. So again, this will be the position of discussion for this board. Now, there were no other variations, but it would be interesting to see how black would play this position. And black continued as planned, h9 plus 8 to threaten the red chariot. But this is this would not be an appropriate time to do so. Now, according to the authors, a better move would be e3 plus 1. But how would red deal with the issue of his cannon being captured by the chariot? Now, one might think if in this case, maybe red could sacrifice or use his chariot to trade for both of material. However, the author suggested h7 plus 6 to attack the black chariot. Now, this black will be thrust into a dilemma because if he accepted, red's horse will be extremely fast and very threatening. So, red launched a surprise attack with this move. But with this move, he will increase his initiative and force red to counter. Now, in the main line, r6 plus 1 was given. What would happen if, let's say, black decided to trade material with this manner? Check, check, and black tries to gain material after trading material aggressively. Check, defense, and red would have the material advantage at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus black's 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, although red would lack an advisor, but black's horse cannot do much, and red's formation over here is very, very stable. So red would have a winning material advantage and a winning position. Now, r6 equals to 4 might be another knee-jerk reflex or knee-jerk play by many players. However, if this were done, red would force a trade on material because now the chariot would be in the scope of the pawn. Again, this would be a trade of chariots. And after trading horses, again this would be red forcing a trade of horses. And after trading horses, it is very obvious that red would have the huge advantage, and this would be the position that was shown in the main variation. So r6 plus 1, r2 plus 5, after trading material, p7 plus 1. Now red refused to give black any opportunity of a counter attack. Now, as can be seen at this point in time, the red chariot was pinning the cannon and the black chariot in the same file with very little space. This chariot was prepared to attack the black horse, and black's chariot was somewhat positioned in an awkward place. So, what would happen if red was eager to gain material and played p7 plus 1? After trading, check. Because the cannon is able to capture the elephant, black would have sacrificed a piece, but he would have an attack going on over here. And this chariot is very poorly positioned. It would take red at least 1 or 2 moves to position it to a much more favorable place, and these 2 moves could prove very valuable to black. This can be seen. c3 goes to 1. Black prepares to attack. Check. And black would now threaten to checkmate with the double cannons. So black would still have his opportunities. Red would have the material advantage, but he would have his hands full trying to deal with the cannon, the chariot cannons combination on his flank. So p7 plus 1 would be a much better move for red, as he would firmly hold the command on the situation firmly in hand. So black will usually move the horse away, check, and red will now consolidate his defenses, and as can be seen, red would have a winning position. Why? Because the cannon and chariot cannot move, the horse would have trouble trying to move, and the red central cannon is protected. The black chariot is positioned at an awkward position, and there are not many things that black can do, while red would have many options available. So this example would explain why the ancient variation of c8 equals to 9 it would not be a good idea. As can be seen, after just only 7 or 8 plies, both colors would, the situation on the board would favor red greatly. So if there's any lesson that must be learned from this board, it will be the issue of the central pawn, which must be protected by both colors as they make their plans to attack this issue. The central pawn, the issue of the central pawn and the central pawn cannot be ignored. So let us try to view this game from the eyes of black. Central cannon, opposite direction cannons, edge horse. Red's proper horse versus black's edge horse. 1 equals to 2, 1 equals to 8, p7 plus 1. Red advances the 7th pawn, which is a powerful move. h2 plus 3. Again, black moves the chariot to the riverbank. Red offers a trade, which black would not accept. If he accepted, red would have the initiative from being in hand. h8 plus 6, a good move, catching black off guard. Black is oblivious of his plight and chose to continue to attack as planned. And red played r8 equals to 7. Now, this is a very important move. r2 plus 6 is not a good idea because black would adjust his formation and red's attack will come to naught. r8 equals to 7, r9 equals to 8. And instead of backing down, red counters very aggressively by threatening the chariot over here. 3 variations. r6 plus 1 was given the main line, but if r6 plus 5 was played, well, after trading material, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 5, so black would lost material for a chance to attack and an advisor, but we will be able to defend nicely, and red would have material advantage going into the mid game. If r6 plus equals to 4 was played, the situation on the board would will return to the main line. We'll transposition back to the main line as seen over here. And p7 after p7 plus 1, red would have the opportunity to adjust his formation and claim a winning position. So I hope you've enjoyed this short video. If you like the work that I've been doing, please do subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Thank you.